US President Donald Trump now appears to be pulling back from the idea of a full-scale war with Iran, even as Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei steps up his threats and hardline rhetoric against Washington.
ما ناو فرستادیم طرف ایران. خیلی خوب. ناو البته یک دستگاه خطرناکی است، اما خطرناکتر از ناو اون سلاحی است که میتونه این ناو رو به قعر دریا، این حرفایی هم که رئیس جمهور آمریکا میزنه.
I would think that would be enough time, 10-15 days, pretty much maximum.
First, Trump quietly delayed any immediate attack on Iran, and now he's reportedly considering only limited strikes as his opening move instead of a large, all-out assault. The US president is said to be shifting focus from earlier options that included hitting Iran's missile sites and senior leaders. Iran's aggressive war games and repeated vows of crushing revenge may now be weighing on Trump's calculations, deterring him from ordering an all-out attack that could spiral out of control. It is not only Tehran's threats. Warnings from US officials about the risks, costs and readiness of American forces also believed to be holding Trump back from a larger and longer conflict. US President Donald Trump is now weighing an initial, limited military strike on Iran, according to multiple US reports citing people familiar with internal discussions. This opening strike is reportedly designed to act as leverage, aiming to force Iran to meet Trump's demands for a tougher nuclear deal on US terms. These developments were reported by the Wall Street Journal on February 20th, which detailed how the limited strike option is being actively reviewed. The first wave option is said to be calibrated to pressure Tehran politically and militarily, while stopping short of the kind of massive blow that would almost guarantee a major Iranian retaliation. If Trump authorizes it, this opening strike could be carried out within days and would target only a small number of selected military or government facilities inside Iran. From there, Trump could gradually ratchet up the campaign, continuing strikes until Iran dismantles its nuclear program or the regime itself starts to falter, the Wall Street Journal reported. If Tehran still refuses to comply after the limited strike, Washington is said to be prepared to escalate into a broader campaign targeting more regime-linked infrastructure. That wider offensive could be shaped in a way that potentially aims at destabilizing or even toppling the regime led by Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Overall, the limited strike option underscores Trump's strategy of using controlled military force to extract a US-friendly deal from Iran at the negotiating table. The Wall Street Journal's report landed just as Trump publicly extended his Iran deadline, saying Tehran has roughly 10 to 15 days to reach a meaningful agreement or face consequences.
Yeah, we said today on Iran, bad things will happen if Iran doesn't make
really bad things.
What will that?
I'm not going to talk to you about that.
Okay, no, what is the goal if there is a U.S. military
Well, we're
strike?
either make a deal or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear?
I'm not going to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
Then he's expressing the case, given them a deadline, firm to make a deal?
So I would think that would be enough time, 10-15 days, pretty much maximum.
Earlier coverage from the Journal said US planners were also weighing options to strike Iran's leadership, nuclear infrastructure, and missile sites as part of more expansive scenarios. However, even after receiving these briefings, Trump had reportedly not reached a final conclusion on whether to order any of the strike options. The Journal also noted that almost all serious strike options against Iran would likely turn into a weeks-long operation, not a single-night attack. US officials have warned that any larger assault on Iran would almost certainly trigger major retaliation from Tehran, erasing the notion of a clean, limited hit. They caution that such retaliation could drag the US into a broader Middle East war and put American bases and regional allies directly in the firing line. Iran, for its part, has repeatedly vowed that if it is attacked, it will target Israel and US bases across the Middle East as part of its response. In a recent speech, Supreme Leader Khamenei renewed his threats toward the United States, insisting that Iran has tools to respond to any aggression.
درشون میرسه که مرتبا میگه رئیس جمهور آمریکا که ارتش ما قوی‌ترین ارتش دنیاست. قوی‌ترین ارتش دنیا ممکنه اونچنان گاهی سیلی بخوره. ناو فرستادیم طرف ایران. خیلی خوب. ناو البته یک دستگاه خطرناکی است، اما خطرناکتر از ناو اون سلاحی است که میتونه این ناو رو به قعر دریا، فایی هم که رئیس جمهور آمریکا میزنه که من رو اشاره خواهم کرد، گاهی تهدید میکنه، گاهی میگه باید فلان کار بشه، فلان کار نشه، این معناش این است که اینا در پی تسلط بر ملت ایرانن. ملت ایران درسهای اسلامی و شیعی خودش رو خوب بلده، میدانه که چه کار کنه. امام حسین علیه السلام فرمود مثلی لا یبایع یزید، کسی مثل من با کسی مثل یزید بیعت نمیکنه. ملت ایران در واقع میگن مثل ما، ملتی با این فرهنگ، با این سابقه، با این معارف عالی به سردمدارانی مثل افراد فاسدی که امروز بر سر کارند در آمریکا بیعت نخواهد کرد. درباره انرژی هسته‌ای شما با هم مذاکره کنیم و نتیجه مذاکره بشود این که شما این انرژی رو نداشته باشید. اگر مذاکره باید انجام بگیره، واقعا جای مذاکره نیست. اگر بنا شد مذاکره انجام بگیره، تعیین نتیجه مذاکره از قبل یه کار غلط و ابلهانه است. خب تو میگی بیا با هم حرف بزنیم درباره فلان موضوع به توافق برسیم، چرا نتیجه رو معین میکنی؟ باید حتما به این توافق برسیم. و این ابلهانه است. این کار ابلهانه رو دارن انجام میدن رؤسای آمریکا و بعضی از سناتورها و رئیس جمهور و دیگران و دیگر.
Trump's decision to extend his Iran deadline came right after another round of nuclear discussions between US and Iranian representatives. So far, Washington and Tehran have held 2 rounds of nuclear negotiations, but both ended without a definitive breakthrough. Trump has demanded that Iran completely give up uranium enrichment and effectively abandon its nuclear program altogether. Tehran says it is prepared to negotiate limits on enrichment, but only if it receives substantial sanctions relief in return. Iran has repeatedly denied that it seeks nuclear weapons, insisting that its nuclear activities are purely for civilian energy and medical purposes. US ally Israel is also pushing for any deal to cover Iran's ballistic missile program and its support for regional proxy groups. Iran has declared that its missile capabilities and support for regional allies are red lines and will not be up for negotiation. All the while, talks have continued as the US has amassed its largest concentration of air power near Iran since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Despite this massive buildup, US forces have faced several setbacks and security scares in recent weeks, raising questions about the risks of another major war. Meanwhile, Iran has answered with its own naval drills and submarine deployments, widely seen as an effort to deter the US military and signal that any attack will be costly.